Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program Career Mode. As we left this situation the last time around, this rather unlikely looking launcher and rover combination had arrived in Minmus orbit. And now it's time to start with a braking maneuver to get this thing down onto the surface of Minmus. And let's see, we're orbiting counterclockwise, and the planet rotates, or the moon rotates that same direction. So I think if we set a braking maneuver here, not quite so much, but by the time we get around to here, that lake bed should be in this position. And that will put us in line for a good, nice, easy landing. So let's get out the Smart ASS. Get lined up with our maneuver node. And prepare to do some braking and put this thing on the surface. We've got a rover that's basically made up of a couple of long fuel tanks that are supposed to mainly be for the return to Kerbin. They'll be used some in the landing and takeoff, of course. There's still most of this tank of fuel in this one, so this will be doing most of the duty in terms of braking and getting ready to land. And then about a kilometer or two off the surface, we'll get rid of this section and the lander itself will come down. Okay, let's schedule this burn. And see if we can make this work. It is a 15.8 meters per second burn, so it will not take a whole lot. And as Minmus rotates, the periapsis is coming over that lake just like I want it to. Plus, with a little extra burn time here and there, carefully applied, I think we won't have any problem ensuring that we come down on the flat of this lake. Alright. We don't know the burn duration because the estimate won't do something like this just yet. It'd be nice if it would, though. It seems to me it should. It knows the potential of that engine, or it should be able to look it up easily. Alright, let's just start burning slowly. See how it's affecting out here. I want to come down in the lake bed, have a nice flat landing place. Minimum thrust burn. We'll just follow this out this way. Alright, we can work with that and move it forward or backward as we progress. And we'll just assume a retrograde position and get ready to do this. free camera, and we're in the right position here. Alright. Now, we'll just proceed around. Get closer to our landing point. Alright, coming back to a retrograde. Now let's just rotate this thing so that it's heads up. How's our altitude looking? May want a little bit of a boost as we're going over some of these mountains. I'm not sure, because it looks very much like we're going to want that from here. But then again, looking at it this way, we may not need it. Okay, so the next staging event, we'll get rid of the slower section. A little bit of time warp here. Paying careful attention to altitude, and let's get out our surface information and pay attention to altitude above the surface. Okay. Looking all right. This is what we're looking at now. We need to get over this way. So where we're going is on the other side of those peaks. The question there is, do we have enough clearance already, or do I need to raise myself up in the orbit a bit? It's a little hard to tell, and I believe that's Kerbal over the horizon there. It's looking close at the very least. I'm going to point the engine downward just in case. I can see the lake bed we're headed for, though. We might just get over these hills. Yes, we're going to make it. Only by about 600 meters. But the terrain is now dropping below us. All right. Excellent. Everything is going very nicely. We get out over this lake bed and we can start doing some decelerating and do the touchdown thing. Okay, that was not Kerbal, that's the moon, because that's Kerbal. All right. It looks to me like we're good to go. Okay, let's cancel our horizontal velocity. Horizontal speed approaching 0. As a matter of fact, I think we actually started going the other direction. Yes, we did. And going back up a little bit too. So we'll just flip over and cancel the rest of that velocity. Preferably before we get to a dangerous altitude and speed. Okay, this is going to work out just fine. Okay. Now, at this point, we can jettison that stage. Bring the main vehicle wheels down. And let us thrust ahead to get away from it, away from the one we just jettisoned. Don't want to go landing on top of it. And activate our descent engines. Start slowing down our descent. Okay. Oh yeah. Landing gear deployed. Lights on. Our horizontal speed down to 0. Again. Now 500 meters from the surface. Looking at this thing with its vertical landing and general configuration, perhaps I should have named it Eagle. But then we'd have to be landing on Minmus Base Alpha. And I don't see one. "300 meters from the surface. It's only taking just bare minimum thrust to keep the vertical speed within reason. As a matter of fact, with 4 of these engines, minimum thrust is actually just a bit too much, which is why I'm having to just almost just burst the engines a little bit. Short bursts of thrust. 73 meters. I'm coming down a bit sideways, but the velocity is low enough, I don't think it'll be an issue. .46 meters. .30 meters. Almost there, 10 meters. And we're down. One of the things I had forgotten about was that these landing gear have built-in lights. All right. Well, we can turn the RCS off. Now let's just... Well, let's see. Let's have a look at this thing here. I don't see a ladder component on here, but that's all right. Let's EVA and get a surface sample. And of course he turns the wrong way to do it for the flag planting. Okay, we'll grab ourselves a surface sample. 37 science, 150 if we can take it back, and that's what we're going to go for. And of course, an EVA report, another 40 science, keep that. Alright. Okay. Oh, you nincompoop. Alright, there he is, back aboard. Good. And we're not letting him out of that capsule again. Alright. Materials bay. 125 science from Minmus Greater Flats. Keep that. Mystery goo. And more from Minmus Greater Flats. Now, do we have a thermometer or any other such instruments on board? Oh, that's right, we may not have those instruments yet. Oh, wait a minute, what's this? Okay, log temperature. Another 40 science. Now, I'm not going to transmit any of this because, well, we want to get the most out of it we can. Okay. Let's take the brakes off and go for a drive. Docking mode. Let's see if we can get this thing moving. Come on, the brakes are off. A burst of RCS to get it moving. Now when we go for launch, these 4 engines will get us off the ground, and then I will jettison the entire arrangement with those engines and the structure here that the wheels are mounted on, and we'll switch to the LV909 for getting back home. Okay, we're moving slowly, but we're getting some progress. I assume we're accelerating. Use a little bit of that RCS for that. I have several tanks of it. And I do remember these wheels are not exactly powered. Let's turn the lights off on these things. We've got our main lights up front. That's really all we need. Okay, this thing isn't moving very fast. I need to use little bursts of RCS juice to accelerate it. But that's alright. Now we'll take a drive, if possible, up one of those hills and get into a different biome and do this science sampling thing again. And perhaps the next time we build a rover and come out here, we can have the powered wheels. Got 284 RCS remaining, so we should at least be able to get up one of those hills.